This is a quick TN update tonight, and being brought to you by freechartvideos.com, using time-honored techniques to understand modern markets. This video is for educational purposes only. Do not use it as investment advice. Do your own due diligence and make the decisions that are suitable for your own financial situation. I'm not a licensed professional, just a guy that draws lines on charts. So let's look at some lines on charts with TNA. The first thing we're looking at is a 30-minute chart. Goes back all the way through September, the beginning of October to present. And you can see that we closed today, actually closed a little bit lower than a few spots that were closed at over the past 2 weeks. But the interesting thing about this chart is the way it's been setting up these resistance levels that once broken tend to become support. And we talked about this in the last video, but let's go over it again. Here's resistance, breaks, comes back, support. Resistance here, breaks, comes back, now it's support. Resistance, breaks, support. Resistance, breaks, doesn't really get tested. This one is a little funky. It's just going straight across. It broke a little bit here, but when it really got above it, came back and tested twice. Now what's happened, this line was broken at the open this morning, and you can see that, well, I'll tell you what, let's zoom in so we really can see a little bit more clearly. Looking at that same area of the chart, you can see those two areas where we hammered down pretty hard on this, and it held both times. Then we broke out above it early this morning, and at the end of day, it appeared to me that that really, I'm not a real believer in gap filling as being some type of magical thing that has to happen when you have a gaps. When you have a gap, the fact of the matter is most gaps do fill, and one of the reasons is because gaps often will occur in a breakout from a consolidation area, and what will happen is you'll have a large number of shares that traded in a particular area, and after that breakout there's a strong tendency for profit taking to just naturally bring that price back down to cover that gap. It doesn't happen that way because there's something magical about the gap. It happens that way because there's an interest and there's a supply of shares adequate to bring that price back down, at which point it is seen as a bargain again and it starts to go back up. What made this interesting today was that you had this line that was broken, and as the prices naturally wanted to come back, this line wanted to serve as now as support. So I suspect what's going to happen is prices will probably drift down. I'm looking for this red line to hold. That is important. But I'm kind of expecting prices to come back down to the 53s, high 52s, and make another go at this line. It's possible, because the markets always will throw unforeseen things at us. It's possible we just plow down to the downside or plow up to the upside. But just looking at the chart, what I would expect, regardless of fundamentals, regardless of market data surprises, I would expect this to come back down maybe to this area here and then head back up. Now, what would that make this whole thing? Well, it would make it kind of a double-headed inverse head and shoulders. And then if we break this line again, we can measure the depth of this and say, well, it looks to me like this wants to go to about between 58 and 59. But let's see what happens over the next couple of days. See if prices soften up a little bit, and if this red line holds, and if we make another go at the green line. I'm in TNA, and I'm hoping this channel holds up, because it's a pretty impressive looking channel that's been going here. So anyway, good trading to you, and I hope you get something good out of the markets this week. And when you get a chance, please visit freechartvideos.com, where we use time-honored techniques to understand modern markets.